archives. I'm going to be in the archives for a while, so let's stay tuned. Don't go away.
In weeks and months to come. This is 1 year, 2020. They will never, ever in their lives forget. It does not matter what the enemy does, it's irrelevant. Buy over Twitter, buy over Facebook, bribe the British High Commissioner to Nigeria, bribe the US Ambassador to Nigeria, go to the State Department in America. Spend all your dollar money on them, go to Europe and bribe them to issue a eulogy. It does not matter. Let me tell you something this evening before I even bother to introduce myself. Biafra is unstoppable. Unstoppable. Because this very movement is guided from heaven. From heaven. If you like, come out tomorrow and write. Over my dead body will Biafra come and see what will happen to you. Just write it tomorrow morning. This movement will destroy Nigeria completely beyond recognition, beyond every iota of recognition. Everything that you call Nigeria will be evaporated. Everything that you associate with the zoo, Nigeria, will be completely obliterated from the face of the earth. Yes. As I speak, you write it down on a piece of paper. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, regardless of where you are domiciled. This very transmission this evening in Biafra land, because for some people it is their morning, for others it is their afternoon, for some others it is their night, or for some it is very early in the morning for them, is being listened to around the whole world. Everywhere there is humanity, the whole world is listening. The entire planet is listening because they know that we speak the truth. We call it the way it is. Man cannot be stronger than God in heaven. That is why we have come, that the kingdom of God may descend down to this very earth, to the very center of the universe. That is why we preach this very gospel, unapologetically, the way that we do. My name is Nnamdi Kanu. I am the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, and by the very special grace of Elohim, I will continue to serve the wonderful people of Biafra until the end of time. Of course, my job is to restore Biafra, and after that I'm done. But I will continue to pray for Biafra ceaselessly. Every blessed day of my life, and 7 times a day I do that. It will never stop until the day I draw my last breath. What we are involved in is beyond the knowledge of the carnal mind. We are in the spirit. Only if you are in the spirit will you be able to. I'm sure you will be listening. Oh, what is he talking about? Ours is different from yours. Ours is different from yours. The only closest.
Yeah, stay tuned. The tape is trying to, I don't know what it's doing, but whatever it is doing, we're still going to listen to it to the end as much as we can. As far as we can go, it's quite an old one. Past broadcast of our leader, Mazi Iyke Peters, that I decided this morning that we need you to listen to. The tape is kind of wobbly, but it doesn't matter. We're still going to stop. Nothing can stop us. The tape cannot stop us. The world is speaking because our leader, Mazi Iyke Peters, is unjustifiably jailed. He's in prison for doing nothing, and we are not going to give up on it. Definitely, certainly not. Because the world, not just us, everybody in the world is talking about Mazi Iyke Peters today, and it's going to continue. Because as it goes, I can hear they're planning some protests. It's okay. It's great. As long as it's peaceful. Don't go ruin your life because you are dealing with animals. Nigerians are not they are not civilized enough to know what is it. Alright, the tape is playing on the inside. I don't really know how to handle this, but let me see if I can move it a little bit forward and see.
The Yoruba leader, this is Professor Akintoye, described as outrageous and unacceptable that appointed or not elected, appointed office holders, we are subjected to the absurdity of having to go through the office of the chief of staff to see the president. Complete absurdity. Absurd. Because people do not understand the meaning of democratic accountability. The people you hold responsible when something goes wrong are those you voted for. If they don't do what you ask them to do, you vote them out. Do you understand? That is why the president you elect is the commander-in-chief of all the armed forces. Do you know the reason why? Because if something goes wrong, you hold him responsible. You don't vote for the chief of army staff. You don't vote for the chief of naval staff. You don't vote for the chief of air force or whatever they call them. Do you understand why the Greeks said that power belongs to the people, government of the people, for the people, and by the people? Do you understand the meaning of it? It means that those we are going to hold accountable are those we actually elected. If something goes wrong, we go and grab them. That is why it is wrong. It's not even done anywhere. Only in a banana republic like this zoo called Nigeria that you have somebody saying, I am the chief of, some idiots that went to maybe Adebayo University in Kano, all these are Madrid universities that have nothing in their brain. They come and say, if it is a powerful position, he is the gateway to the president, he's the gatekeeper. And oh my God. Incredulity overwhelms me. It's absolutely bizarre that somebody can go to a university, come out with a degree, and you're saying that the chief of staff is the gateway, is the gatekeeper to the president, he's powerful. Hey! Which...
All right, somebody's I don't know why somebody's interrupting. Somebody's trying to call this line, and it's the line that I'm using for this work. Please, whoever is calling me out there, I don't want to talk to anybody on this line where I'm broadcast right now, so please do not call me. I have warned this before, and I keep saying it. And whoever does it again, if it's somebody that has been calling me, I'm going to block you completely. You'll not be able to call Radio Biafra. This is an announcement I'm making to you right now because there is no reason why you should be calling me at this time. I had made it very, very clear in the past that these lines are not going to be used when I am broadcasting. Please don't call me again, otherwise you will block yourself from ever getting back to Radio Biafra Wolaman programs. So don't call me. There's no need to call me at this time. I don't actually interrupt what I'm doing, and then, like I said before, we're working with the phones, and for you to call me, it means you're trying to interrupt what I'm doing, and I'm not going to appreciate that. Please stay tuned, listeners.
Or shyly tomato, you water it. On Wednesday, you go for tiny night. You wait it. On Wednesday, you go for plant watch night to watch it grow. Until another Saturday, you pay your tithe. Every blessed day. Some of you have been doing this thing for nearly 40, 50 years. You're not tired of your pastor. You're tired of the people that are trying to bring you out of your own self-inflicted, self-induced stupidity into the lives for you to have brain. Now tell me who's stupid. All your pastors that are frying their hair, rubbing bleaching cream, you've not seen them. Every Sunday you listen to them. Every Sunday, every week, they're on television. They're in the pulpit talking rubbish. Absolute gibberish. That's why I like Bishop Koke of Sokoto. For many years, all of you speaking in tongues, talking gas, claiming you're speaking in tongues. So that's how you know the idiot. You can't listen. He's speaking in tongues. You're not tired of listening to the baboon speaking in tongues. You're tired of listening. They're typical black people. They never, when they see the light, they fall inside bush. They see the road, they say, no, bush is better for us. They see light, they say, no, we prefer darkness. I've not even started. And you think if you say it, I will stop. You're talking too much. When is this your Biafra coming again? And I read a very funny comment today on my page. Somebody asked the person, why don't you ask yourself when you stop flushing the toilet with bucket and use the WC instead? This will be asking them the kind when is this your thing? When are you going to see it? I'm asking you, when are you going to stop using generator? Like every other civilized people do. When will you stop using generator? When will you stop drinking water from borehole? You can't answer. But you want me to answer you. You see how that's there? That's why I said I sometimes I wish and I pray that they engage me in a debate openly so I can dismiss them. I am grateful to Professor Akintoye and also a man called Adeyemi Adeleye, the Director of Communications. I thank them for raising this very issue because the rest of the zoo, they kept thinking maybe there is something wrong with IPOB, there is something wrong with Nnamdi Kanu. The world can now say that the zoo called Nigeria is not a banana republic for nothing. The people inside it, they don't listen very well. They are not critical of themselves. A chief of staff is a mere political appointee, not elected by the people. Not elected by the people. That's something you must know. So he has no constitutional position. He has no position. There is no position in your constitution that says somebody has to be a de facto president. It is just because they don't want to lose power. We lost out during Yaradua, and now you gave us Buhari again. We don't agree, we don't agree. That's all. Atiku knows what is happening. Who in Nigeria doesn't know that Buhari is dead? They all know, even the EU. And I'll prove it later on. They all know. Why are they not doing something about it? Because they realize there is a saying where we come from, which means when the country is very bad, it's only the cabal will be enjoying. If you talk too much from Europe, they'll come to one side and they will put $1 million in your account. You're a civil servant in EU, you've not seen money before. 1 million from a few monkeys in Africa. What would you be having fun? I said it the last time. That is what is happening. Yes, some of them, these are the diplomats. They are from UNESCO. They are from World Health. It's an American ambassador. Some of them are very corrupt. Look at the American ambassador that is not corrupt. John Campbell. Go and check. He's been banned from entering into Nigeria. Some people say, no, but John Campbell was corrupt. I said to them, if he is, the zoo would have released his data. He was banned from entering Nigeria. Ambassador John Campbell, former U.S. ambassador to the zoo called Nigeria. Anytime somebody is in good terms with something that is evil, a decaying, corrupt government, you know there's something wrong with that very person. That is why when you see people that speak the truth, men of honor that speak the truth, they are always consistent. They never change. They never change. If you like them, fine. You hate them, that is your business. But they are always on the, because eventually posterity will judge you. We are not here to make, we are not in Biafra to make friends. You just to get Biafra. And to let Africans understand that there is a way you can reason. And that qualifies you as a human being. Any other way, you're a bushmate. I'm grateful to this very group. This very Yoruba group for actually standing up and speaking out. I commend them immensely. Albert Yari was buried a few days ago. There are some people in the zoo called Nigeria that keep saying, oh, but Buhari is there. Is Buhari to decide? They know there's no Buhari, but they keep saying it. Because if they keep saying it over and over again, the gullible will just absorb it. And I want people to understand the reason why. I said it before, allow me to elaborate today. The reason why this very issue of Jubril is not making the wave it's supposed to make is very simple. Just like Africa is held down, that is how they are holding us down. They don't want the truth to prevail. People have their own tiny agenda as to why they should sit and suppress the truth. They pretend they love you, but they don't. I've said it many, many times. I am praying and hoping that people like this very Yoruba World Congress and the likes of Prosecute and they will come out more to speak the truth, as Brian has been doing, to consistently, without change, to speak the truth consistently. People don't want Biafra to be free. Those that the British got a very clever job they did. Do you know how I know these things? Go and look at the trend. Oh, Nigeria has 250 tribes. I was going through it a few days ago. Do you know what I discovered? They said that Eche is a tribe. They said that Ebama is a different tribe from Igbo. It's written officially, and that is what they have, all over the world. In diplomatic circles, that Nigeria has 250 tribes, it's very difficult, and in that very 250 tribes, there is a subgroup called the Ebema people. Do you know about a group called Ebema before? Ordinary Eche is Igbo land. Let me tell people what they don't know. There is Afar in Eche. Afar, where I come from. The same way we are in Imo State, the same way we are in Anambra, in Abagana, the same way we are all the way from the surface of Anambra to the sea. Afara is everywhere where I come from. There is Afara in Eche. Somebody sat in their office in Lagos, probably filled with self-hate and tribalism, decided, the best thing for us to do, let's divide these people, let's say that the Eboma is a tribe. And they submitted these documents to diplomats all over the world. You go to a diplomat and he said to them, but please now, my people are from Eboma. He said, oh no, there's another people called Eboma. Can you believe such rubbish? That is the bastardization, not just of your essence as a human being, but of your way of life, of your being. You as a human being destroyed and reduced to nothing. That is what they do. That is what they have done. And that is what they will continue to do. There is no game they will not play. There is no game they will not play to try to debase what we are doing. But they know how resolute we are. Where are we going to stop? The answer is no. So why are you wasting your time? We are beyond frustration. For everybody that goes for Facebook as well, we are beyond you can't now. Tomorrow, if I have it, I'll still come back to broadcast. I will. What are you going to do to stop us? Absolutely nothing. It is now to the understanding of everybody that there is no Buhari in Asorok. I told you before this whole thing started to unfold that dummy they have wearing Buhari mask in Asorok cannot speak. That was what I said. In my 3 broadcasts ago, I said it live on air. No matter what you do, the dummy in Asorok will not talk. All he does is every morning, if there's a meeting to be held, now that there's no Champions League football, he will put on his face mask, he'll be waving at the camera, filming additional crew will be filming him, waving at the camera, smiling. He is wearing a hyper-reality Buhari face mask. And I told you he cannot speak. If this man, how can a whole EU speak EU speak? How come the man inside us rock, you claim is Buhari, how come he's not talking? How come he just talk on television and say, ladies and gentlemen, my good friend Abakari just passed. I condole with the family. He cannot say it. Because I said it before. The other one is trapped in Cuba. I said it many, many times. There were some people saying, I remember I went to get him to speak on Monday. Today is Monday, isn't it? Yes, today. Go and take it in Premium Times newspaper. Once they know that IPOB have seen it, I'm like, they will do it. Go to Premium Times and type it, Buhari to address Nigerians on 20th. It is no longer there. They removed it. Why did they remove it? Because they're not coming on air. You speak, and I will destroy this you. I will tear you apart. Go and do broadcast. Let's see. That thing inside us wrong. Go and do broadcast now. Go and do broadcast. Let's see you. When some cockroaches were saying, but he's in Lagos, in a metro country, and I look at those tramps, that's what I call it, and I laugh. They know nothing. Have you seen the airline that flew the body into Abuja, they claim? Where is the airline from? Have you seen the foreign airline? So now there is a new airline operating from Lagos to Abuja. A special airline that no one has ever seen before. They think we are stupid. They bring out idiots, noise makers on social media to be writing garbage. Look at the grave they got for Abakari. Even an infant, and a baby that died in the mother's stomach. Was that even up to 2 feet? The dog? For somebody who is carrying a contagion, you dug a grave that is so shallow that an ordinary should be running around that a cat can dig it out. Is that what you're telling me? Are you people well at all? Are your thinking faculties functioning at all? Are they functioning at all? I ask you. Unbelievable. Inside Asorokla is an actor, but he cannot speak. I am waiting for him. God knows any day he opens his mouth, I will distract him like let him not speak. I will analyze him frame by frame of his video. That shame will not allow them to bring him out again. They know he cannot speak. Your friend is dead, he did not speak. People are dying of hunger, he cannot address him, and you say you're president. Hey! President of Biafran, you people you make me sick. Here I will try to make you to reason. Are people that blind? If that thing in Asorok is Buhari, get him to address the people. He cannot. Get him to answer questions from journalists. He cannot. Ask him what is your name. He cannot remember. And he says Buhari. And then, has anyone been able to come up with the name of Jonathan's chief of staff? Or Obasanjo had a very colorful regime. Or Obasanjo's chief of staff, do you know him? The answer is no. You don't know because it is an inconsequential position. It's just like my diary keeper. I have a diary secretary that tells me where I'm supposed to visit around the world and when. It reminds me of the time. That is Abakari's job before he died. People are just dumb. And how do I know? They keep asking me. But how do you know? And I want people to understand. When I speak, please try to follow what I'm saying logically and sequentially. Please, I beg of you, try to follow what I'm saying logically. Listen carefully to the headline from Vanguard. EU mourns Kyari, says he was passionate about developing Nigeria, especially the north. I will come to his tribalistic tendencies later on. Follow these things very, very carefully, please. The European Union delegation to Nigeria and ECOWAS has mourned the passing of late Chief of Staff to the President Muhammad Buhari, who is Abakari. In a condolence message by Ambassador Ketil Kausen, head of the EU delegation to Nigeria and ECOWAS, the EU expressed sadness at the demise of the statesman. Hey! Ordinary Chief of Staff. Not the President, not the Vice, not the Senate President, not the Speaker of the House. because the man has been bribed. They are all benefiting from a corrupt Nigeria. All of them. They are big time they're benefiting. They are eating large. That's what they do. Hey, now listen. Carlson, EU, mind you, EU. Carlson described Kyari as an inspiration to many. Where did you meet him? He is supposed to be in the kitchen cabinet inside that rock, managing Buhari's meeting. Where did you meet him? So when you come to Rock, you come to see Abba Kyari, you no longer go to see the president you came to see? How do you know he's an inspiration? Where? Which meeting did you attend with him? Hey, let's continue to read his message. I am saddened to hear about the passing of Abba Kyari. My thoughts are with his family. He became a friend and was an inspiration with his passionate approach to the development of Nigeria in general and the North in particular. He was a Northerner. He wanted the North to do very well. He was actually from what is called, what's that name again? He's from this very tribe. It's called something Arab. He's not Kanuri. He's something Arab. His tribe is different. And since his appointment as Chief of Staff to the President in 2015, Abba Kyari was a major player in Nigeria's central government until he died. And I'm asking anybody who has any brain cells left in their brain, who is a Nigerian and who is listening. And where else in the world have you heard about the Chief of Staff to your President described in these terms? Where have you seen them before? Where on this earth have you heard about that before? If you look very closely to what is happening during the burial of Abba Kyari a few days ago, you will see the real cabal, the real criminals running the zoo. Ismail Isa Funtua was there. Ali, what's his name again? I think it's Nda was there. And the other one as well, I've forgotten his name. Bello was there. The FCT chairman, they were all there, plotting on how to proceed. Issa Funtua owns the largest construction firm in Africa. These were the criminals under Shehu Shagari. He stole so much money. And now he pushes the agenda of the North. You ask him, excuse me, sir, you are a politician. How come you acquired the largest construction firm in the whole of Africa? He cannot tell you. He will tell you Nigeria is sweet. And you tell him that such a person will sit down one day and would not want to pass over Nigeria to his children and his grandchildren to continue enjoying the way he did. I remember what one useless he said once. His name is Mazi Iyke. We visited London. People wanted to see him. They were talking. The argument became very heated. Do you know what Mazi Iyke said? He's now late. He said, are you telling me that our boys will send our boys to die for this oil and then we abandon it? They will never do it. Mazi Iyke is a statesman, ambassador extraordinaire, all these useless, hopeless accolades from the zoo, from Yoruba media especially. Always promoting mediocrity, always promoting rubbish, and all of you are paying a very huge price for it. That is why the police can get up and kill people, and the newspaper will write allegedly, alleged. Oh dear me. Let's continue. Now, has anybody been able to tell me who? I'm checking the messages here. Nobody can tell me who Obasanjo's chief of staff was. No, they don't know him. How about Jonathan? Do you know him? Do you know Jonathan's chief of staff? Okay, how about since you don't know, let's bring it close. How about Yaradua? Okay, how about Jonathan's chief of staff? Do you know him? How come all of you now know Abba Kyari? You know Abba Kyari because he is the power behind the throne. You know him because, like Obiano and the Ibas and all the rest of them, when you want elections rigged for you, you go, you take off your cap, you kneel down, and they stand on top of you. If you're unfortunate, they will take you to the nearest bathroom and undress you and maybe wrestle you a bit and then pass you on to somebody in Sokoto. to use you as well. And then after that one, they now pass you to somebody who is in Medugri to use you. So you can no longer talk. That when they deploy army to your village, bring in police and ask them to kill your people, you can no longer talk. Because they have seen your nakedness in the north. Your fellow men have been using you in the north because you want to stay as a governor. That is the truth and they know it. We must continue. There was a letter that drew everybody's attention. And when this letter came out, a lot of people were complaining and saying, oh, how come another chief of staff would write this type of letter? But those that lacked reasoning said, oh, he is a powerful man. He is the gatekeeper. They love that word, gatekeeper to the president. I laugh. Do you see why they coined the word presidency? Do you see why they have the word presidency all the time? Because nobody is in charge. For Abba Kyari to be there, wielding all the power that he's wielding, he needed the consent of people to be able to do so. The so-called cabal that they have around them. Those that knew that Buhari was dead, they decided to cover it up. Because everybody saw it as an opportunity to loot. Remember how they stole money when Yaradua died? Oh my goodness! They went to Central Bank, they were uploading money in broad daylight, in hard currency. That's what they're doing now. Pretending that they're more methodical, more organized. Because Abba Kyari was a very clever man. A very clever man. I give him credit for that. A very clever man. Very cunning. He is. Not clever in terms of intellect. No, of course. For all rubbish. That's it. Abba Kyari signed a letter in his capacity, so they claim, as the chief of staff to the president, but we know as the de facto president of the zoo. He was writing to the Right Honorable Olufemi Hakim Bajabiamila, who is the Speaker of the House of Reps. Then the letter goes this way. COVID-19 airport screening. It has been brought to the Honorable Minister of Health the Minister of Attention, just a typo, recently reported to this office that some members of the House of Representatives are refusing to subject themselves to medical screening at the airport. Are you aware? These airport screenings are our primary line of defense, and refusal by any citizen to subject to this test is a threat to our nation. Accordingly, you are kindly requested, this is an ordinary chief of staff, writing to the fourth man in line of succession. Say something happens to a president in the zoo, the vice takes over, which is Osibajo. Say something, God forbid, something happens to Osibajo, then Lawan or whatever his name is, the Senate president takes over. Say something happens to him, then this man, Bajabiamila, takes over. In the line of succession in Nigeria, there is no position for the chief of staff to the president. What gave Abba Kyari the audacity to be addressing the fourth in line this way? What gave him the audacity is because not only did he appoint Bajabiamila as the Speaker of the House, he is actually the President of Nigeria. Are you following? He said, you are kindly requested, which is a very diplomatic way of saying you better buckle up, I remove you. And it was signed by Abba Kyari. He was concerned about airport screening. Isn't this letter supposed to be coming from the president himself if he's so angered, or from the Minister of Health? What has an ordinary chief of staff got to do with it? The only job you would have done is to maybe go to the typist and say, have you typed the letter for the president to sign? That's what he could have said. But he didn't say that. He actually signed the letter himself, asking the Speaker of the House that represents the people, directing him on what to do. Somebody who was not elected by anybody, an ordinary clerk in the office of the president. But because it is the zoo and they run a court mass system, he is now the all-powerful, all-conquering Abba Kyari. But God had other plans. You cannot kill Biafrans and go free if you like it or not. So
we are listening to the past broadcast of our leader, Mazi Iyke Peters. Stay tuned. Listen, keep listening. Learn the system. It's good for everybody.
Result for Buhari for Buhari's name to be put on the ballot paper for 2019. He admitted it openly to a Yoruba newspaper, Tribune. Abba Kyari admits receiving Buhari's 1961 WASC certificate from Cambridge. And we know it is confidential. You don't go ask anybody. If you like, okay, send your father now to go back to your old school.
Yes, we're still listening. This is very interesting. Please, I want you to pay attention to it. Over the week, I think probably every Friday, I'm going to be doing this. Because I have bunches and bunches and bunches and bundles of our leaders' past broadcasts, and I would need you all to be listening. We're teaching you history, something that the history book cannot write. For those of you who want to tape it, it's okay. Tape it, but you know there's copyright to it. Mazi Iyke past broadcast has a copyright on it, so you can keep it, take it for yourself, for your children, for your generations to come. Keep listening. We're going to be running this until the end of time for Radio Biafra USA too. Stay tuned.
That is the way it is. This was the same man to prove that Buhari is no longer alive. This was the same man that went to England and forged WAEC result for Buhari's name to be put on the ballot paper for 2019. He admitted it openly to a Yoruba newspaper, Tribune. Abba Kyari admits receiving Buhari's 1961 WASC certificate from Cambridge. And we know it is confidential. You don't go ask anybody. If you like, okay, send your father now to go back to your old school and ask them to give your father your school results and see if they'll talk to him. Especially in the West. I challenge anybody tonight. Send anybody you like. Send anybody you like to go and pick up your results and see what they will say to you. But here, Abba Kyari said he went to Cambridge and he picked up a certificate. He forged it. And people were there clapping. He forged it with his 92 senior advocates of Nigeria defending him. A name is on the ballot paper, but the man is in a grave in Saudi Arabia. Only in Nigeria. No wonder these diplomats, they come and they take money and they leave. They say a bunch of wild beasts. What are we doing here? Abba Kyari went and received school certificate. Because there was controversy surrounding the eligibility even of the old Buhari in 2015 and the new one they brought in 2019. He said, don't worry. That was why they removed everybody from the court. We control the court, we control the army, we control the police. And when I speak to my Yoruba brethren, Yoruba brothers, can you see what is happening? Yeah, we've seen it all. My brother, what can we do? We've seen it all. Hey! Not knowing that, I was the foolish one that I in 2023, whilst I was busy trying to do all I can to save as many people as possible from the damnation that is the zoological republic. That is how corrupt they are. And the whole world knows, and the EU knows. The whole EU is felicitating with an ordinary chief of staff. Ordinary. Hey, that is amazing. Absolutely amazing. But we must continue. They have their secret balance. They are still plotting it. They have given it to, what's his name again? King on a temporary basis. Let's see what is going to happen. But one thing is guiding them. They don't want they don't want the world, they don't want foolish Nigerians to know that Buhari is dead. So they are trying to cobble together a compromise. A journalist will report. In Aisha's camp is this person. In Guba Marwa's camp is that person. Hey, but you claim Buhari is alive. A man who is a no-nonsense general. He's alive. And all these things are happening. He has not said anything. His friend died, he said nothing. And I keep asking, what justification do you have not to say anything? They'll say, oh, he's Baba go slow. Oh dear me. And let me say one thing and make it very clear to our Yoruba brethren. So I keep saying Yoruba all the time because they hold the key in terms of not just the number of people, but their media preponderance. They hold the key when it comes to media coverage and being able to open up things for the world to see. Yoruba did not feel sufficiently ashamed to say How come that Osinbajo is being sidelined? Nobody mentions his name. Nobody knows where he is. If he's alive, if he's dead, nobody knows. If you ask questions, they bring somebody wearing a mask, a facial mask. When that person was inside with the actor they have now inside Asoro, they did not show us his face. But when he came out, for them to show us Osinbajo's face, he's not wearing a black mask. He's the only one with a black mask. I've been asking if he's okay. Maybe, anyway, nothing is in under the sun. Very sooner than later, something will happen. Nobody was considered from Yoruba land. It is very, very clear that Abba Kyari has been seen in many settings. Even the EU can confirm, Germany can confirm where he got COVID-19, where he got the infection from. The world can confirm that the sort of, undertaking, that is normally the prerogative of the president, Abba Kyari is performing it. And people think that is normal. They think it is all okay. But we know it is not okay. And that is why we're exposing them before the whole world. For the world to understand. For the world to understand that the inactive presence of Jubril he has not said anything since his so-called, this powerful man died. EU said something. Everybody came out to say, why can he not address people live? He cannot do it. Because he's a dummy. The one you see there is a dummy. The other one is trapped in Cuba. Without the presence of Abba Kyari, what can they do? Absolutely nothing. They're in a limbo. That is why they're running all over the place, helter-skelter, trying to see what they can do. Trying to see what they can do to cover up their crime. But they are being exposed, of course. That is what we are doing and will continue to do it. They have, despite their years in office, Fulani, every year they want presidency. Every year they want presidency. But there are countless number of children that do not go to school. These are breeding grounds for terrorism and future bandits. They have breeding ground in the north for terrorists and those who want to go into banditry. There is one thing. They only have 3 occupations in Adamachi territory. You either go into politics, you pledge your allegiance to the British government, they make you one of their spies, they fast track you, you go into politics. That's number one. Secondly, you can either choose, you have 2 other options, terrorism or banditry, which is Miet Yala. You either choose to join a terrorist group or you join Miet Yala, which is also terrorism but with cattle. Terrorism with cattle. Only 3 options they have. Only 3 options they have in the north. And the majority of them are in the third one, which is Alamajiri, which is a harvesting ground for terrorists and for bandits from Yetiala. And they are in the north. And they are the ones who are the presidents. They are the ones who are saying, oh, the north is backwards. But you have been in power. You have been squandering all the money on this earth, on this same north, and they are still backwards. Why can't Yoruba see this? Why can't Yoruba media see this? And Yoruba, if you're hoping on the oil that is coming from Biafran land, oil is now about $12 per barrel, and nobody's buying it. Are you aware? Nobody's buying the oil. I will explain that later. Nobody's buying the oil. In case you are thinking, oh, it is the oil, let us cling to the oil. I want to let you know that nobody is actually buying the oil. You have to develop your own economy. If you need oil, we'll give you oil for free. You need to be independent, stand on your own. Look at Bagi people. Bagi people, those that own Abuja. Bagi people are in Niger State. They are in Nasarawa. They are in Plateau. They are the ones that own Abuja. They are also in parts of Kaduna. Bagi, a very big tribe. But they are there. And the Fulanis came and consumed them. Consumed them. Why can't you stand on your own? So you're telling me that you're now going to live in a country where the president or the vice can only come from certain areas of the country. How about the rest? When will a bachelor person become the president of Nigeria? When will an Igbo person become the president of Nigeria? Have you asked yourself that question? When will a Jewish person become president? It will never ever happen. Is that what you want? Is that the future you want for your children? A future, a life of subservience. And I've been saying it about especially Yoruba Muslims. They are the ones, those from Kwara State. They are the problem. They are the problem. They are the problem because they have split personality, split loyalty. They don't know where they stand. When the Biafran of Oyo calls them, they attend. And then in the meeting with the Biafran of Oyo, the Sultan of Sokoto will call them. Because the people don't understand the dynamics of what is happening in Nigeria. The head of all Muslims, the supreme leader of all Muslims in Nigeria is the Sultan of Sokoto. What it means in very simple terms is that every Yoruba Muslim, their first loyalty is to Fulani, number one. That is why people have been saying this, and I find it to be true. And I hope that this Yoruba World Congress will rise above it, intellectually at least. Because that is why you'll be shocked by this. Since the emergence of Awolowo in Yoruba politics with Action Group, Yorubas have never ever voted for anybody else again apart from their own. Go and check the history of election. They will say the whole thing, we voted for Buhari 2015 because your leader or somebody who wields a considerable influence, Tinubu, asked you to, that it will benefit you. You didn't vote for Buhari 2015 because you loved the North, no. Because they promised you that the presidency will come back to you. Ask them, have you people ever before voted for anybody from Biafra land? Did you vote for Jonathan? No. When others were contesting, did you vote for Zeke? No. You never voted. Why am I saying this? The reason why I'm saying this is this. That people will be able to understand that unless you have Yoruba men and women willing to rise up above the current level of prejudice, unless you can get the Yoruba Muslim to actually jettison their loyalty to the Sultan of Sokoto.
I want you to keep listening to this because this is history. This happened before the 2023 election. It's not just something that just came up after the election. No, much longer before the election. Keep on listening. This is Radio Biafra USA 2. We're going back to the archives. This will be happening every week, every Saturday. Every Friday and Saturday, we go back to the archives for you to learn something. Even if you don't believe it, that's your problem. We don't care. But at least you can believe it. They say seeing is believing. This happened before now. So when you think back, the events are taking place now that was spoken about years ago by Mazi Iyke Peters. Stay tuned. Don't go away.
To actually jettison their loyalty to the Sultan of Sokoto, Nigeria will continue to be the way it is. It's as simple as that. Bola Ahmed Tinubu is a Muslim. Bola Ahmed Tinubu is answerable to the Sultan of Sokoto. The same thing with the Speaker of the House. They are all of them answerable to Sokoto. That's something you need to understand. That is why an alliance between Biafra and Ududua will always be very difficult unless they rise above it, unless they rise above all these parochial considerations, unless they place intellect above every other sentiment.
I want to continue with it, but I want to set my thoughts. Somebody sent me a clip this morning. I think it's a Yoruba person, and he's trying to tell the world, tell Nigerians that it's impossible for Tinubu to release Mazi Iyke. Not because Mazi Iyke did anything, but because of the loyalty. That it will be suicidal for him as Tinubu to release Mazi Iyke because he's eyeing the 2027. And who are the people keeping Mazi Iyke? Sultan of Sokoto is one of them. There are the people in the north. And the man said something like, why does he need to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? How many votes is he going to get from Southeast? That only Kanu alone will give him more votes than Southeast. I want you to listen to what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is saying and correlating with something that somebody has said. Somebody sent it to me. I have a tape here somewhere. The guy's argument is that anybody expecting Tinubu to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, it's not going to work because Tinubu doing that is that he said it political suicide. That's what he called it. That he is working for the North, and they are not good. They are already gagging to get him out of office. So he is clamoring for their votes. He wants to marry them. He wants to wave them, stay with them, embrace them, and get as many votes as he can. So we are the indigenous people of Biafra. We are ahead of all of you, no matter what you do. Let's.
It should be L5, and maybe not L5. It should be maybe Marwa. You people have been president after every 4 or 5 years. Yet you have the largest number of Alamajiri children who are begging on the streets. Have you not seen them? Is that how the country is supposed to run? The AA was talking about Abakari, that he loved the North a lot. What have you done for the North? All the money they have pumped into northern Nigeria, what has happened? The only thing you got in return was Sharia law. That is the truth. And if you ask them to change, they will tell you no. And that is why we are exposing them. University education in Nigeria, to be honest with you, is a complete and utter waste. And no wonder the white people, Europeans, the whole world, the Chinese, they treat us the way they do. Some of you don't even have gotten vaccine. Do you know that are vaccinating people all around Africa? Are you aware of that they are vaccinating people all around Africa?
People, that the video that I've got.
I'm going to play it for you. They are vaccinating people. Our ignorance is too much. They are vaccinating people. Listen.
Occurring as a result of the trials.
He's saying, wow, he's saying
this video is
here because there are 2 French doctors that came to vaccinate the children at the school.
2 French doctors in Guinea-Conakry came to vaccinate the children. 2 French doctors. Because the fact will say, if one president in Africa is dead, and the people don't know that he's dead, they are accepting a man wearing a mask that is Buhari. Let's go there and experiment with them. That's what they have done. So despite all the things, Samuel Eto'o, he said that's what is happening, and Drogba said something. After all our words of condemnation, the French still sent their scientists, and they are vaccinating. And why did they come? Because the Chinese are doing the same thing in Nigeria. So why can't the French come and go to Guinea-Conakry and be vaccinating people? That's exactly what they have done. That is what they have done. Do you see the mess we put ourselves in? Do you see we are Africans out of our own stupidity? If the video is everyone wants to be circulated, do you see what we have done to ourselves? They don't even need our consent. Somebody within the government of Guinea must have taken money as usual and said, "Oh, come and experiment with us. We don't give a damn," as they have done with the Chinese in Abuja. And then tomorrow you want China to respect you. That's why they're beating us to death in China. Do you see that thing I told you from the beginning? The problem that a black man has is his brain cells. The way he or she reasons is the problem. That you don't have electricity is how you reason. That you don't have water is how you reason. You don't have good rest is how you reason. Your reasoning capacity is impaired. There's something wrong with it. The French are testing vaccine on our children. The Chinese are doing the same thing all over the zoo called Nigeria. And we got some report that they are doing it in Biafran, and I said I want to see the videos. I want to see the videos. I want to see it. I said no, until you show me the videos, I am not going to believe you. That is the only reason why it appears as if things are normal in Biafran. They said that they are there, they are experimenting, they are vaccinating people. They are testing their vaccine. And if you watch any credible news organization all over the world, they will tell you categorically there is no vaccine for COVID-19, but they are in Africa injecting our children. The French came because Abakari, in fact, Asorok was crumbling, invited the Chinese to come because the Chinese came to Nigeria because stupid Nigerians cannot tell that their president is dead, the so-called president is dead, replaced by an actor. That's why the French have to go to Guinea. Say to hell with these monkeys in Africa. Who are they? That we cannot inject them. And they came. And all we are doing is a crime. And do you think CNN will cover it? CNN, they need vaccine immediately. So if you sacrifice Africans, so be it. We brought all this mess on ourselves because we have failed to reason properly. That is why we must make it a duty to always report the truth and be able to damn the consequences. We must speak the truth always. They came and they are lying. I told people before, unless you open your eyes, you cannot see. There are some pictures which will be shared this evening of Asorok, the proper office. 2 offices in Asorok. You cannot see them take pictures there, because that is the one that they are working on right now. Nobody can get in. You can't see anybody there anymore, because Abakari died with it. They have to demolish the door and bring in another bulletproof door with biometrics. That's what they're doing right now. Ask them, do you know they banned the journalists from coming to Asorok? All of you are aware, those who are listening, that they banned the Nigerian journalists from reporting from inside Asorok? Did they tell you that? But that is what is happening, because we've exposed them. They don't know which journalists will report to IPOB. That is why they have decided to, of course, ban all of them.
All right, the lines are open. You can make a call if you're listening to what is happening. And this tape, that was what our leader Mazi Iyke is saying. You can call me. I'll stop the tape and then we'll talk to you. This is Radio Biafra USA too, but the tape will keeps rolling. If you're listening, please keep listening. But if there's something in your thoughts that you want to talk about it, like I said before, just give me a call. The number here is very open. The number here is 845-907-2230, 845-648-0031, 845-637-6632. Those are the official lines that you're going to use. I'll repeat, the numbers are 845-907-2230, 845-648-0031, 845-637-6632. The tapes will be rolling, but if you have anything to say, call me on those numbers and I'll take your call.
They don't know which journalists will report to IPOB. That is why they have decided to, of course, ban all of them. The picture of the main conference hall, the picture of the president's private office. Ask them to go there to take a picture, they cannot. Ask them to go there to film anything live, they cannot. They can never ever do it. Never. They can never do it. That tells you all you need to know about all they know is to spend. Instead of spending money on Almighty, they spend money buying over Facebook Yoruba workers. They spend money on ambassadors. They spend money on consultants. They spend money on making the British very happy so they can retain power. That's all they do. Meanwhile, their children are dying on the streets. They already made their recruits for terrorist groups and for Mietiala. That's all. Their children are dying. It's in the news. Kanu to evacuate Alamajiri children to states of origin. It is there in Nigerian newspapers. That's complete arrangements to evacuate them. Why wouldn't they be evacuated? This is tomorrow. These are terrorists you spring up. Albanawis of this world. They are there. And you think your children will have peace and security in Nigeria? Is that what you think? With all this Alamajiri that is doing nothing, you think they'll have peace and security? Or you think that Boko Haram will never stop? You are dreaming. You are dreaming. That means you don't know what terrorism is. And its influence, or should I say, how radical Islam fuels terrorism. You don't know. It is there. When you look at the coat of arms, it is different from the rubbish I've been showing you all over the place. this different. Look at the offices. I'm asking Amaka to post the pictures so that the world can see it. Have they taken any pictures from this very setting? The answer is no. Why not? Because Abaki has the keys. And when we are cremating him, they cremated everything together, including his hand and his retina. He was here there very, very clearly. Very, very clearly. It's very clear. And for those who are hoping on oil, it's our oil. It's our oil. You are pursuing Biafra. That is one thing they'll never tell you. Ask them, why are you against Biafra? They will tell you you're doing it because of oil. They will never tell you that you're doing it because of your freedom. They will say it's always because of oil. And you ask them, why do you want Nigeria to be one? They say God created Nigeria. God created oil. That's what I want to tell you. Nobody's buying oil from this. Do you know that America is an exporter of oil? A net exporter of oil. Are you aware of that? Are you also aware that Russia is an exporter of oil? Are you aware? So who's going to buy it from you? People are moving to cleaner energy. Who's going to buy oil from you? The reason why you have this COVID-19, the reason why all those criminals got together to develop this very sickness to kill many people is because of what is happening to Earth's resources. You don't know that? People are diversifying away from fossil fuel, from carbon. They don't want it. This is the news from Bloomberg, so that you may know. You will know. Oh, dear me. Bloomberg is telling you that for Nigeria to survive, which is the break-even oil price, for Nigeria to survive, they need oil selling at $133 per barrel. That's their budget. For Nigeria to survive, for Nigeria to fund its budget, that's why they keep borrowing. And as you borrow, Kiari stole his own and left for the children. They just coming in now. King will even steal more for the children as well. So you have nothing. You have nothing. The break-even price for Nigeria to survive, you need to sell oil at $133 per barrel, according to Bloomberg. Not even a local newspaper in the Zoom. So you understand it. And what is oil selling at this week? One of the benchmark grade you have is Bonnie Light, which was why Britain decided to gang up and kill off Biafra anyway. That sweet crude Bonnie Light, they love it so much. It fell in the market to $12 per barrel. So with each barrel sold, Nigeria is losing over $120 according to their budget. That is why they are begging they're scavenging for money from everywhere. And you tell me that God doesn't know what he's doing. You think that God will abandon IPOB and Biafra, your dream? Is in the scriptures. Anytime God uses a people to punish his children, he will go back and inflict more damage on those people. That's what's going to happen to this country called Nigeria. You see, for that thing, for the war of 67 to 70, which was when God basically said to us, when God punished us for the sins of Azikiwe. I don't want to call him Nnamdi Azikiwe because I don't know how I can share a name with such a person. Because of the sins of Azikiwe and Nzogo, that's what we are paying for till this very day. Till this very day. Sins of one Nigeria. That was why God said, go and kill them. Kill them until they come to their senses. And now we have come to our senses. And we see what God is doing to this. Two things. Only two things. Believe in the Lord God Almighty as the only God. Not two gods, only one. Secondly, know who you are and prepare to go back to the land I have given to your ancestors. Only those two things. Because as I said before, and I'll keep preaching it, when God has chosen a people, like the house of Israel and the house of Biafra, he defines your territory. And God will tell you not to step outside that territory. If you try to step outside that territory, you're finished. Go and ask. In some of you read the Bible, the scriptures, the Torah, you don't learn nothing from it. Nothing. The holy book, which I'm calling here, is replete with events. God will tell a king of Israel, go to war with the Hittites. After that war, come back to Judah. You can't stay there. You can't take over their territory. After that very war, you come back. That is the same reason why Israel never forced anybody to know the true God. Israel never preached the Torah to anybody, because the discovery of God is a private, personal experience. And you ask me, how do I come to this conclusion? Because in Biafra land as well, the Igbos never conquered anybody. They never went for any territorial expansion. Never. If you don't want to be a part of them, you can go. You're Igbo. You say, you wake up one morning and say, oh, I don't want to be Igbo today. They say goodbye to you. Goodbye. The same thing happened in Israel after the death of Solomon. The North said they're going to go to your tent, O Israel. Have you forgotten? You now had Samaria in the north and Judea in the south. Was that not what happened? And Israel divided into two. If you want to go, you go. Nobody's forcing you. The same thing happened. Did Israel, like all other people, embark, like the Egyptians, did they embark on any territorial expansion? The answer is no. The same thing with Biafrans. Never. You never force anybody to speak. Never. What should you? First people to speak about. But in other places where there was conquest, in Yoruba land there was conquest. In the north, everywhere was ravaged. The Fulanis, they took the houses, and the houses helped them to take over everybody else. There is a very huge difference. The zoo is sinking. Oil is retailing at $12 per barrel, and budget-wise, that is unsustainable unless they have sold everything to China already. That's the only suspicion. Because there was also a very, very compelling news that came out today. People don't know what is happening today. You don't know, but by the time the world is done with you, you will know that the trusting Alamajiri to rule over you is the greatest mistake any people can make in their life. Any people can make in their life. The greatest. You must understand this. The greatest mistake you can ever make in your life. You don't understand? It was published actually by Forbes. You all know Forbes. You know Forbes, don't you? Do you know what the headline is? Google it and read. 2 headlines, an assignment I want you to Google and to read. The first one is Nigeria's banner. Nigeria's banner oil. Banner is B-A-N-N-E-R, like a banner. Nigeria's banner oil, which is hits $12. You can just Google Nigeria's oil hits $12. You see it, Bloomberg. Millions of barrels remain unsold. They sent out their ship to go and sell oil, and the ship came back with the oil. Nobody wanted to buy it. And you're telling me that God is not on the throne in heaven. That when we said that the zoo will fall, you thought we were joking? It is from the... Oh my goodness. I don't want to give you a secret. There is another news from Forbes called What is China doing in Africa? Go and read it. You know what? Go and read it. Those idiots are saying, oh, chief of the staff is going to this person. They have sold you. They have sold you. You think that China is like the Europeans, that they will have mercy, that will pity you? You are dreaming. China is looking for new territories to expand into, and they are afraid. They have seen how useless Africans are. That all they do is they say, I have PhD, SSD, GGD, rubbish. They know our brains are empty. That's why they have come. Go and read it. It's in form.
Caller, good morning. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here, sir. Good morning. Good morning, Peters.
Welcome to the program, sir.
Yeah, Mazi, There seems to be something wrong with your phone. Sometimes you call, it goes on to give you a message that the person you are calling has not yet set up his.
On which one? On the other line?
The 907 does it. The one that started 845 907.
Okay.
It does it. And some of them too. About 2 or 3 of them. When you call, and I called before, it was ringing, but it wasn't picked up.
All right.
Well, nevertheless, I'm responding to what you said about the Yoruba man or whatever had said that it's better for Tinubu not to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu because he's going to get a lot of vote from the North.
Yes.
You see, but the point is very clear. If we believe that the North is still one entity, it's not long ago that you see the Northerners saying that they're going to have a demonstration. They were to have a demonstration on the 1st of October for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to be released. Releasing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a popular agenda for so many parts of Nigeria. I'm telling you the truth.
Yes. And
the Northerners are not one. Everybody has understood what is going on. The people that you see that are talking about this, the North, I don't feel Fulanis in politics. Yeah. It's not reality on the ground. It's never the reality on the ground. The Northerners are divided. They know that the Fulanis are the criminals, that the Fulanis are responsible for all the things that are happening in Nigeria, particularly in the North, where they are killing the indigenous people. They are killing them, at the same time taking over their land. Until today, as we speak, not a single IDP camp has been closed down and the people return to their ancestral land. Their ancestral land are still occupied by these foreign Fulanis who have renamed their towns or villages, and at the same time, not only that, are taking some kind of taxes, impose taxes on them to cultivate their land and to even, harvest their crops. They have to pay them money. These people are constantly enslaving them pretty much. So there is no popularity with regards to putting APC back in power. But the problem and the dilemma now going on, why is it that you ask yourself a question? Why is it that people like Soludo are clamoring after saying that they supported Tinubu? And for Tinubu, he needs to remain in APC, but the point now is no more party politics, because the North has abandoned APC for the South. They have abandoned it. That's why they're forming a coalition, looking for a coalition. This guy like El-Rufai, these are the champions of this Fulanization. These people are the ones that are disenfranchised, who continue to come to the news media to make noise about the North. No, there is nothing like one North anymore. There is nothing like that. They're fighting wars. Even Borno Empire, the Boko Haram, is against the Nigerian government. That's why the Nigerian government is only fighting Boko Haram. Boko Haram is the brainchild of Kanu Borno Empire, Medugri, that the Fulanis have not been able to take right from the time of Ottoman Dafodio. We really have to understand the dynamics of Nigeria and how Nigeria, the way Nigeria was constructed. Why is it that we have Boko Haram every time? The government only talks about Boko Haram. They never talk anything about the bandits. The Fulani bandits are the ones that the Fulani brought in here. These herdsmen and these kidnappers that you see today that are going around rampaging Nigeria, and that even killed this young lady from Arise News. I'm glad that they captured 2 of them.
Oh, 12 of them. That's good.
They captured 12 of them. These people have what it takes. They have what it takes. Okay, to hold criminals here. Nigeria is sophisticated in terms of technology. I have people that I know who, when we were in school, were one of the smartest in terms of technology and everything sciences. They are working for DSS. Okay, they're working for DSS. These are intelligent kids. They pick the best. That's why you see a lot of Igbos in DSS. I'm telling you the truth. Go there. A lot of Igbos are in DSS and are the top echelon of the society. One of my friends has resigned. It was a DSS. He carries pistol all over the place where he goes. It was a DSS top official. These are smart kids that were recruited. So the point is that the people who are making this noise about the North is the few Fulanis who are in politics, who are really in power, the elites. There are very few numbers. But the bottom line is that the North has realized that they don't belong. There's a difference between Fulani and the Hausas, Kanuris. You know, they have different ethnic groups in the north. Like you said, the Gwari people that made up the now in Niger, who were the people in Abuja, who they were, you know, their land was taken for the federal capital. These are not Fulanis. These are pure indigenous people, the Gwari people. Okay, now the Benue people are now suffering under the hands of these Fulanis. Are you telling me that they're going to vote for this APC party that has killed them? Everybody knows that APC is the party that brought criminality to Nigeria and that kept us for the past 10 years in what we are now, in this quagmire with this X-Men and killings. Yesterday, you know, it was spoken in length how APC brought in these people. When the people were talking, I think it was during the Dr. Alonso's program. Everybody knew what these people did. Even after the said it. See that Buhari party brought criminality into Nigeria. They are the ones killing Nigerians. They are committing rape felon here. So everybody knows, unless it's somebody who is a fool, people that you see now like Soludo supporting APC or supporting this man, the battle now, let me just end up with this. The battle now is to maintain Tinubu as an alternative to the two devils you have. You choose a devil that is a lesser of evil, a lesser evil, because Tinubu is from the west. No matter what people think now, no matter how stupid it looks, but actually, why these people kept quiet, like Sorinka and all the prominent Yoruba people kept quiet and allowing this man to go on, is that they have something up their sleeves. Believe me, they will use Tinubu to get out of Nigeria, and it was going to happen. Tinubu has moved so many things down to the east. You know, he doesn't stay more in Aso Rock, so he knows what he's doing. He knows that he's not safe in Aso Rock. He knows that these people are against him because it's not what they expected him to do that he's doing. He's going to fight these people, and they're getting ready for it. The Yorubas are getting ready. They're threatening Yorubas, and Yorubas warn them that if they try it militarily, that they will surprise them. The power is in their hand now. Most of the top officials are Yorubas in the army and police and everywhere, security. Okay, it's only that the last few of these Fulanis who were from the crop of Buhari to stay there so that they don't completely dismantle the Buhari agenda. But eventually, with the second term, they're going to do it. That's why these people are threatening hellfire on APC. APC was created by the Northerners, like I always said. It's not different from MPC. They have the similar agenda of this Ottoman Danfodio to capture the entire Nigeria for the Fulanese. That's what they have it for. They did it in the 1966, the MPC, and they formed this APC. It's always APC, CC. NPC, APC, NPC, APC. They know what that is. It's a Fulani party with Buhari. Yes. And once they come in here, they started killing everybody, doing what they were doing. Until now, they seem to have lost it. That's why they are mad with Tinubu. Tinubu is a criminal who's going to deal with them in the criminal way that they all know. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you, and God remain blessed. All right, this is Radio Biafra USA too. Yesterday, I also had something about Shore, talking about running campaign about the release of Mazi Iyke, going to Aso Rock with his group and everything. But he made something very interesting that I actually want to pick on. He said he wants all the governors of the Southeast, the politicians, to accompany him. This will at least give us a leeway to know those who are in support of Mazi Iyke being released and those who are behind it being detention. Because I have the conviction, very strong conviction, that for them in the Southeast, releasing Mazi Iyke means that they won't know what to do with themselves, because they will lose control. They will not be no more in power. Right now, they're not in power. They're just talking and people are listening because Mazi is not out. When Mazi comes out, Mazi becomes so what are they going to do? So sure, what he has said, I think I support that 100%. All of them, let them parade with Shore to Abuja if they are in support of our leader being released, not just by talking. Because you look at their body language, most of them are saying they want. Believe me sincerely, if Mazi Iyke steps out today, The only governor of the Southeast that will be relevant is probably Uti. And I'm happy a person move for because we know. So let all of them join. Let the governors, let them senators, let the politicians, let them join the crew. Politicians of the Southeast join up with Shawari as they move to Abuja to come for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Then we will believe that you really want him out. Otherwise, all of you guys are just jokers. We're not relying on you, but we know very well that our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is going to be released. There's no doubt about it. We have no doubt. We have no fear. It doesn't bother us. Whether you support it or you don't support it does not make any difference to us. What we are saying is that he is going to come out. The world is talking, not just now. The politicians in themselves, they are panicking seriously because they know that once Mazi hits the street, it's going to be a problem. All right, my brother just reported that our phones are not really performing well, so you can use all the phones, you can use all the lines. Maybe I'll check it out at the end of the program. 845-907-2230, 845-648-0031. 845-637-6632. You can also add 845-283-9665. And let's see what happens, because I don't really know what the problem is with these phones. I'm telling the God's truth. But I have tried to think that they are working, they're going to work. But regardless, please do call. If any of the lines that you call, we'll be able to pick up your call. So like I promised you that every Saturday, Friday and Saturday especially, we'll be able to go back to the archives, to some of the broadcasts that our leader made. And I want you to know that it is not a joke. That is what we are doing here. We are not playing. All right, I have a call. Let me try to take this one. Caller, good morning. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Yeah, good afternoon, Mazi Peters. Thank you for having me. Mazi, before I say, this your line, this two, I think 220 is not functioning. I wonder that you pick it today because I think since yesterday or day before yesterday, it's not moving at all. Also, the other one, the same thing, Mazi, is not functioning well. Please, you can check it. Mazi, thanks for having me, and my name is Mazi Madabuchi. Mazi, as you said, you see, our leader's case, our DOS member said it, China Samuru. He said, and people thought that it's a joke. He said that when he found men at that court, and there's what we call Falano yesterday or day before they said it. Falano, they asked Falano that Nnamdi Kanu went to court yesterday. What do you say? What do you have to say? He said you don't have to comment on it because it's already in court. But this case is not a case of court. He said it's a case that we settle outside the court. That this case, you don't see anything that will bring Nnamdi Kanu out from court. It's only something that he said it's a political. It's something that we settled outside the court. He said if they can negotiate with the bandits, negotiate with Boko Haram others and releasing them offline, why can't they do the same to Nnamdi Kanu? Why bringing this man every day in court? Today, tomorrow, these lawyers, they are not doing anything. Believe me, man. What they did is only whenever there's a court case, they will dress up and come to court. They're not doing nothing. Believe me, there's no preparation. If you can believe me, man. They're not doing anything.
Of course.
Nnamdi Kanu coming out. It's like what you say about Shawore. Is the way just rally and everybody will stood up. That's where the Nnamdi Kanu will be released. Now talking about this Emiloko Tinubu will not release Nnamdi Kanu because it's part of the bargain he bargained before they put him in office. I asked somebody, one Fulani, he said the same thing. He said, Tinubu don't have right to release Nnamdi Kanu. He can't pardon Nnamdi Kanu because they bargained it before they put him into office. So only the way to release our leader is what this is Shawari and our this thing saying, POS, and other IPOB. We are only the people that will release Nnamdi Kanu, not this thing they're doing in the court. Not this cook and bull come to medical problem, medical issues and that. No, it's something outside the court. That's the way Nnamdi Kanu will be released. Mazi, let me leave you. So thanks for having me and God bless you.
All right, thank you so very much. This is Radio Biafra USA too. The lines are still open. I think some of the phones are beginning to work because this phone that he just called me from wasn't working before, but it's on now. So call me. The lines are open. We'll talk about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's release. Like I said, what Shawari is saying makes a lot of sense for me. If they go out there protesting, but I am particularly interested in seeing what governors of the Southeast that will participate in that in that thing. Because this will now give us the mind to know, because if they participate in it, and they are the same people crying to Buhari, to Tinubu to release whatever, to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. You will say, but now you tell me I cannot do, and why are you going public again and telling me to do it? So I want to see that. That will be very interesting. I want Shawari to do what he's doing. What he's doing makes a lot of sense. And we're not that we are depending fully on that one. No, we are depending on the African countries are speaking, Africans are speaking, people are raising their views, so regardless of whatever they say, we are privy to whatever they say. Anyone that they want to do, fine, we are there. We will talk about.
Dad, I really appreciate everything you showed.
All right, this is not the tape I want to, I don't want to clip this, and so, like I said before, we are waiting. Anything that the African leaders have, that Shawari have decided to do is very, very welcomed, very, very extremely welcomed, and there's no doubt about it in our mind that we know that it's going to work out. So this is Radio Biafra. The lines are very much open for you. You can give us a call.
Nnamdi Kanu is being held hostage on behalf of the famed unity of Nigeria. That's what it's all about. It's as simple as that. If you mention his name in certain circles, they don't want to hear it because they feel like he threatens the real estate called Nigeria. And his Igbo makes it worse because Nigeria's DNA hates the Igbo for attempting, in the 60s and, towards the end of the 70s, to leave a country they said is no longer favorable to their existence. But I keep saying, and I will repeat here again, is there any Nigerian out there in their majority who has not mentally seceded from Nigeria? Not many. That's why people are living in droves. Each time you get on a plane leaving this country is full, each time it's coming back, probably full too, but it is those who are coming back to pack their tents that are coming back. That's the way I describe it. But the truth is that Nnamdi Kanu is being held hostage. He was abducted from Kenya, extraordinary rendition. The fact that his kidnapped from Kenya could not be explained shows that any judicial pronouncement or process after that is null and void. You cannot go and kidnap somebody and bring them before a court. And the courts have made it very clear, even up to the Supreme Court, that he did not jump bail. It was the military that went to his house to kill people, and then he escaped. And now you have brought him back. You ought to respect and restore his bail. That's what I told his lawyers. Why are you applying for bail again? Because the Supreme Court made all the pronouncement except releasing him, and I think it was because they were afraid. And that's why I said he's a hostage to this country. And like you rightly said, there are other people who have made even more egregious pronouncements and fought and carried arms in this country. And you have not treated them the same way because they're not Nnamdi Kanu's, their name does sound East. And I'm not here to fetish being able, but the reality is that they are not treated fairly, and Nnamdi Kanu is part of the reason why that is clear to everybody.
Right.
And by the way, I must also reveal here that there are some evil elites who are behind this. You know, whenever there's a crime of conspiracy against freedom fighters, there are people inside and outside. Well, what you must know is that Nnamdi Kanu is being held hostage.
All right, this is Shores speaking, and like I said before, what he said about the protest that he's going to organize, and he wants the Igbo elites, he wants them all to participate in that movement, because I know many of them will not, the governors especially. But he has made it. He said, okay, since you want Nnamdi Kanu released, let us work together. Let's go to Aso Rock. Let's carry placards and make sure that the government will listen. Even though the government may not listen, but at least the fact that he ought to go that bet for all of you. So we are going to be watching out of Radio Biafra, the IPOB. We are going to be watching to know those who participated in that thing or not. If you are not able to go there, then means that you are just being sarcastic when you say you want our leader released, because not participating in it means that you are in support of our leader staying in jail, and that is very, very true. I have a call. Let me take this one. Caller, good morning. Tell us your name and where you're calling from. Caller, good morning. Are you there? Caller, your line is open. Are you there? You're not talking. I'm going to have to turn you off and then get somebody else who's ready to talk. All right, so the line was calling. The line is straight. It's open. I'm very sure of that. So check your phone. Maybe you muted your phone and you're calling radio. Please take care of it. So like I was saying before I got this call, okay, one more time. Let me give him another trial. If it doesn't work out, then it doesn't work out. Caller, good morning.
Dada Peters.
Good morning.
Dada Peters, my banana app. The Sheikh Dada Peters. Okay, so it's car. I come from Aba province, Biafra land. And the Mechukwu Kikabiama continue to bless this generation of Biafrans. Very important, IPOP, Madede Chike, Dozemunila, Ayadigele blessed. Because we are making sure that every Biafrans on this earth, all of us are free and they live on this earth in our own land. We are all our communities today. Showore has spoken well. I has mandated all the Biafran leaders. Abuja on the 20th. And all the Biafran leaders, it is now that we know whether you people are traitors among us.
That's right.
Because we have said it. We have highly traitors among us as our leaders. That is why you people are first to come out. I'm telling you, go and bring our leader out. And let the whole world hear you Igbo. Ndị Igbo niile ma ndị nọ na Lagos, ndị na-ebe niile na Nigeria. Adịnelu ụwa niile, Madede Chike Dozie, Madede Peters. Gaa lekiri na ihe eju Igbo kwekwe. Madede Alozie, gaa gere ihe eju Igbo kwe nwanne dị kwuru. Odede Alozie. That na he release our leader. But in sickness now. Joy Igbo kwe. Hey! Ndị Igbo Island anta. Ka wu the content creator. Ka wu uzo okechwe ka wu. What the ihe ọzọ anyị na-ara ha Biafra freedom. Because now we get to this land. We want to prove the whole world that Dada Chike Dozie. Onye akere ụwa simze enge First Maccabees chapter 1. Yana First Maccabees chapter 2. Very important, Alexander the Great. Then the faithfulness of Mattathias and the guerrilla warfare. And the people of Jerusalem fled in fear. And the city became colony of foreigners. Then you see how Antichurch played the degree that everybody will become one. And occasionally can say we not be one. I cannot practice my spiritual heritage from my ancestors. How we worship the Most High Chukwu. I cannot abandon it for any other religion. On this, that is why this land is vanishing. And we are coming back. I occasionally can wonder food. I already make.
Thank you.
That but I'm more no put. Abalone so Fulani ndị Igbo tetasicha unu ga-eti ha daino kwonu ma ihe anyị ndị Igbo tetasiano teta anya ọbụla
all these checkpoints and terrorists, go and check, but don't touch them until 20th. We want to see Tinubu. Tinubu na complete terrorist, a dictator. Oh, here na Chinese. I'm telling you, oh, some way. Tinubu, you will see so with the life. And you see Governor Lesot, my governor, my photo. He's in the front. So whether you say my governor, he be there, his hand is not there. His hand is not there. Oh, Zademba. Oh, no, Gawagabatan, I did. Oh, no, Akona Magala Yukut. Oh, Pachala, Nala, eh? Oh, no, Pachala. And yes, Ungamasala, Walansa. Your people condemn this land with our blood because you want to become governor. What's the power where you take that? Mess up there. That Supreme Court today for Ruputu. And I don't do. Now my leader. That not the kind of the son of the Most High. Our Matateas. You are about to see what I've not seen before. If I see one Igbo guerrilla warfare, that we cannot fled from here. Let Israel is in their country. We don't even need any help here.
Thank you.
America is there. That Peters, all of you did there. Finally, we are here. We are here. That don't care for the no mess.
All right, thank you very much. This is Radio Biafra USA too. Surely, like I said, the challenge that you gave is very, very acceptable. Very, very good for me. I think I like it. If you are an Igbo person and you're governors from the southeast and you don't participate, any of you don't participate, it's no excuse. It's a very important thing. No matter whatever plan, he has given you enough time. He said that we are all going to march and we are going to watch you. I want to watch and see who is going to take part in the marching or not. And coming to Joe Ibokwe or something like that. Yeah, I don't know why we feel like gratifying this man. His family is messed up. He's not Bakassi people took care of his senior brother, Iyke Peters. So we know the people like this are not supposed to. That's why he's in Lagos now. He can't go to Biafra land to talk. So we don't have to gratify him by even listening to whatever he's saying. But whoever wants to listen to him can listen to him. He's not a relevant person. It's not Caller, good morning. Tell us your name and where you're calling from. All right, the caller just dropped. I don't know what happened. So like I was trying to say, then we start talking about the person now. If you know Joe Ibokwe is like a tout. Even tout is even better word because we know where he comes from. So whenever he talks, ask him who is Iyke Peters. Iyke Peters, his elder brother, was a criminal, very big thief that was taken up by Bakassi people. We know this. Just from Newe, that's where we come from. So he can be somebody who is relevant. Only it's not important. Caller, good morning. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Mazi Iyke Peters, Isalachi.
Yeah, welcome to the program.
Dewana. Otutomao. Chikwo Kikabiama will continue to guide and protect you, Mazi Iyke Peters. Every day you have your activity of aid of Biafrans. May Chikwo Kikabiama, who create heaven and earth, who create Biafra land, Igbo land.
All right, I don't know what happened to his line. His line just went off on his own. All right, this is Radio Biafra. Stay tuned. Don't go away.
Silence while one of her own sons is dragged through humiliation. How long shall a people stand by while their brother is betrayed, mocked, and left to rot in detention? How long shall we pretend not to see that injustice has become a daily bread served on the table of power? I cannot keep quiet. I will not hold my tongue while Nnamdi Kanu, a son of Nigeria, a son of Igboland, a son of Africa, languishes in chains. His crime? That he dared to speak, that he dared to raise questions that others were too afraid to ask, that he dared to stand when others chose to kneel. For this, he has been hunted, arrested in secrecy, dragged across borders like a common criminal, and thrown into the abyss of endless court delays. Tell me, is this justice or is this persecution? We all know the truth, yet too many of us pretend not to. Nnamdi Kanu was not captured with a weapon in his hands. He was not a warlord, he was not a murderer, he was not a thief of public treasury. He was a man who chose the path of words, who picked brothers and sisters.
All right, this is Radio Biafra USA too. I have a call coming in. Let me take this one. Caller, good morning. Tell us your name and where you're calling from. All right, the line just dropped off again. I don't know what the problem is. Keep on calling us. We'll be here. We'll take your calls. The lines are very much open for you. 845-907-2230, 845-648-0031, 845-637-6632. And before you make these calls, please check your phones, because sometimes you mute your phone and you're calling the line. The line is open. We're not hearing from you, and then eventually the line will turn off. So give us a call. I was talking about a criminal call that calls himself Joey Bukwe. We know that. I've said it here, and I'm not mixing words. I'm from Newi. I know that family. I know they are of no good to anybody. We know that. The Bakassi took care of some of them, and today this one ran to Lagos.
Yeah, Mazi Iyke Peters.
Welcome to the program.
I don't know where the network is. I don't know if it's from my side or your side.
Go ahead.
But we must continue.
There.
Chikwo Kikabiama. Onye zutere Mazi Nnamdi Kanu na ala Biafra ka o wezọpụta ndị otu ya. Chekwebi ya nọnyere ya kwa mgbe maka na enemy. The enemy is too much in Biafra land. It is now when we know who love Biafra land. It is now when we know those that sell Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to our enemies. We are not relating. We are not going back. We must do the needful, because Chukwu Okike Abiama have mandated this joining for we to go to our paradise, for we to leave Zoo Nigeria, because it's not a country. Nigeria is British company. Kuti say it that he cannot visit Nigeria because his British business company branch. That is what Putin said. Putin, the Russia president, he know that Nigeria is not a country. Putin know 100% that is Nigeria created by Britain. He cannot visit where woman being create a country. Biafrans all over the world. All Igbo governors, it's time. It's time to march to Abuja, Itamba, Onsuka people, Enugu people. We are Biafra, and we have to do the needful to free ourselves from that dungeon country called Nigeria that is killing our people every day. Look at our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, where he is. Watch his life there. They mean no well for us. All of us, as far as we are a Biafra, as far as we are Igbo, you are in cage. As Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is there, 80% of Biafrans are in prison. 80 million of Biafrans we are in prison. We are not free. We are not free, Biafrans. Don't mind these governors. It's now that we know Petamba is not going to work for you this time around. You will have to march to Abuja. One Nigeria, my foot. You see the game you people are playing. We are watching all of you one by one. We are watching all of you because we cannot stop what we are doing. If we stop, it's a problem. So we must finish it. Where are we going? Biafra nation. We cannot continue with Nigeria. If you think that if you don't support what we are doing, that Nigeria will continue, Nigeria will soon collapse, because the world have known what is going on in Nigeria. The world have seen all you people, Nyash, Akpabio. We are watching you. We will give you the IPOB treatment. We are going to give all these governors IPOB treatment. We are going to give all these chiefs in our villages, in our land, IPOB treatment, if we don't march to Abuja to release our king. That is the only king we know. That is the only king that stand for his people. We don't have any other one.
No.
Without him, all of us, we are doomed. Without Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, Biafra land we talk like Turkey. Biafra land we talk like Ilori. Biafra land will be heading like Lebanon. But with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, we are going to our paradise. That heaven, pastor, reverend father, pope in Rome is telling you to go and meet God in heaven. Pepe is in Biafra land. Biafrans, organize yourself, pack your bag from Lagos and Abuja, go back to Igbo land. We are not one people. Don't mind what Yoruba are playing. Don't mind what Fulani that don't have land in Nigeria are playing. It's an agenda. Ndewo.
All right, thank you very much for your call. This is Radio Biafra. We're still taking more calls. Anybody that has anything to say? Shawore has made his challenge. His challenge is that all the governors of the Southeast and all the politicians in the Southeast should join him in his protest march to Abuja for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That will tell us, particularly we the Biafrans, we the members of the IPOB, who is against our leaders' release. Forget about what they say. They go out there, they run their mouth as if they're in support of his release. They are not. So we are not. We're going to give them it's a challenge that he has given the 20th of this month. That's when he's going to do the challenge. So you go out there and join the protests. If you are a true Biafran that really wants Mazi out, caller, good morning. Tell us your name and where you're calling from. Reconnecting, you have your Wi-Fi not connecting properly on your WhatsApp, so you gotta move around, sir. Move yourself from wherever you are to your location where you are, and then call us back. So like I said before, Shawore has made this challenge, and that challenge is that whoever thinks from the Southeast in our own region that he wants is fully in support of the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, you should join him in a protest that is going to happen. It's going to peaceful protest, so you have no reason to not to. In fact, I don't even know what they call peaceful or no peaceful, because when you, the governors, are part of the protest, the police will not come out with their rifles to shoot anybody. So there's no excuse. We only want to know. It's like a plebiscite. I mean, it's like how would I decide? How would I say that? It's like referendum. You want to know who is in support, because everybody says, release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, no, from out. We want to see you come out feeling somebody. Since you can't organize it, Shawore is willing to organize it, so you have to come in and join Shawore. So join him and let us know. So if you join them in the protest, then we'll know you're one of us, not by talking, but by physically being part of it. So when you join the protest as a governor, as if all of you are running your mouth, you want Mazi Nnamdi Kanu release, you don't. We look at you like hypocrites. So Shawore has given you the opportunity to redeem yourselves. Redeeming yourself means going out there protesting like everybody else. What this man has not done, he has done is nothing criminal. He has not committed any crime. So if you are going to sit down there, banqueting, you think by claiming I am part of it, no. And then somebody who called me and spoke about the lawyers. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's lawyers are just pack of content creators. That's what the judge called them, and that's what they are. Because what they just did in the last thing, they're coming out. You watch them. They are struggling with themselves. Every one of them want to be very relevant. They want to know who is speaking to them, who is speaking for them, and who is speaking against them, so they are all now. This is something that was very simple. I am not a lawyer. Keep saying it. You are going to you're defending a very profile case, and there is a man that has been there for 4 years. They've been trying and struggling to find something to put on him. They couldn't find anything. And then when they gave you the opportunity to talk, you said you're giving a no case submission. That's nonsense. Because people have allowed him to talk. Caller, good morning. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Mazi, good morning. My name is Ada Biafra and I'm calling from United States.
Welcome to the
Mazi, thank you so much, Mazi. Thanks for everything you're doing for us. We really appreciate you from the bottom of our hearts. Mazi, the lines are not working. That's the truth. So that's why we're not speaking much anymore. But I'm glad I was able to get you on this one. Mazi, we have people like who call themselves Ezigbo all over the world. Ezigbo is supposed to be people who represent Igbo wherever they find themselves. But we have these people and they're not representing the people, then that gets me wondering, who are these people? Who are these Ohanese people? Because if you're Ohanese, you're supposed to be Oha. What is the meaning of that name? Ohanese. What kind of name is that? These people don't represent us in any way. They're all over the place, just wearing red cap and walking around like idiots, like Tinubu. They have nothing to offer. How can they be Ohanese and all those people, all the governors, and our brother is in their custody, is in the DSS custody, languishing, suffering. His talent is being wasted. That man is very intelligent. They have locked him up for almost 5 years. That is too much. He has committed no crime. And someone is saying Tinubu will not release him. For what? Why would he not release him? Is he, what crime did he commit? What crime did he commit? You guys left, what do you call it? Sunday Buho, who is a baby or whatever. He's not even in the game. He came and did all his magmagu. They left him. And our brother is still there, who has committed no crime. And they're telling us nonsense that they won't listen. What is this crime? And what is their reason? It's not going to work. You see all these things. I don't know. Now my name is Afuna. Whatever the governors ask now, it's not the same people that put Mazi Nnamdi there. It's not the same people that kidnapped him. It's not the same people that are keeping him there for their own selfish interest, for their own political interest. Okay, let's see how this is gonna work. I'm not in support of whoever showing out whoever. These people are trying to buy favors and all that. I'm not interested in their nonsense. But when they do it and we see it, we will believe. Not just what they're saying with their mouth, because everybody just talking anyhow. Everybody just trying to find someone to shine with. You know, we're tired of them. We're tired of all those people. Mazi Nnamdi has committed no crime and he should be let go. We don't need all the people talking like it's because of them they left Mazi Nnamdi. No, Mazi Nnamdi is a man who has been discharged and acquitted. He's been discharged and acquitted. Okay? So no favors. It's not like you do him a favor or whatever. He's been discharged and acquitted. The country, that country, Nigeria, needs to do the right thing. That's all I got to say.
Thank you. Thank you very much, my sis. Dalo, thank you so much for your thoughts. You know, like I said before, we're not trying to support anyone, but show it through a bet. You know what I mean by a bet? Oh, wow, okay, since all of our way there for Southeast, you want your land can release and you've been talking to Buhari, talking to Tinubu, whatever. Okay, I'm throwing out, I'm going for protest, so I want all of you to join me. This is, you don't know what this guy has just done. He has just, auto bet, bet. What he has done is something that is, a lot of them are really going to, don't know what to do about it, how to get away from this one. Caller, good morning. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Mazi Iyke Peters. Our veteran. Good afternoon from here. My name is Mazi Iyke. I'm calling from blessed land of Biafra. Biafra is our religion. On this hallowed platform, Radio Biafra is where we worship. The God of our land, the God of our ancestors is our chief. Mazi Nnamdi Okuchukwu Ohamadike one of Biafra land is our leader. He's still in the hand of evil politicians and the DSS. DOS is the highest decision making in IPOB. We are freedom fighter. We are trying to liberate ourselves from Nigeria. We are trying to build the viable society that everybody can be happy in. Mazi, there is something I want to appeal to our people. Please, great Biafrans. I want everybody to know that in Oblokwa politicians, it's not politicians that will give us freedom. It's not politicians. It's we are going to get the freedom by ourselves and rebuild the land of Chukwuka Abiam the way we wanted it to be. Now, I hear what Shawola saying. I am a Biafran, and I'm tired of, listening to politicians talking, using Mazi Nnamdi Kanu as a campaign. One thing about us is this: we always forget who we are. There is no need calling politicians to go and release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, because we know it's them that put him there. They are said they have law. And the dead Buhari visited Anigbo years ago, and they asked him, what about Nnamdi Kanu? He said, Nnamdi Kanu should answer his question in the court. Court will decide. And the court decide and say discharged and acquitted. And the Nigerian government should come out on national television, apologize, and pay him so amount. And he said no court should try Nnamdi Kanu again. And what happened? We celebrated it, because what happened there is the rule of law. That is men who know what the rule of law means. What Nigeria did, they go behind and bought all the Igbo lawyers and the politicians to come back to force Nnamdi Kanu to come back to court again. Let me tell our people, not the politicians will determine our future anymore. It's better we know who we want and what we want to achieve. We tell our people to support ESN. I am in Biafran land, and I am doing my work that Chukwuka Abiam sent me to do. Somebody was telling us that no, he can never answer to anybody except Nnamdi Kanu. Who is that person? The person that called finance minister, a woman. And we have students that checkmating our land because of Fulani, that people are paid to come and stop the farmers in our land, so that if hunger will pursue us, then we be submissive to Fulani. And the people are behind, thinking that we force Nnamdi Kanu to be on his knee to beg Nigeria. And you think that we are going to fold hands, this thing will continue like this. I want people to understand this. I am one of those who said that even if the whole Biafra land, everybody are going to abroad, pack all the dollars and the pounds coming to Igbo land, I will never shift from Igbo land, because that is something Nigeria made us to look like. This is one thing we forget to understand, that no matter na nedozi obodo odemma obula any man who are going to rebuild our land so that the people will be happy. We as a people, if abulani sobulu mu akwukwo nolu na ala anyi gente, what we are doing is to build the vibrant society that if something happen one man in our land, everybody will question everybody that thing happening around this area. That is why we are begging our people to support what we are doing. We are begging. Don't say it does not concern you, that you are free. You are in Japan, you are free. Nothing concerns you. Let me tell you something. There's nothing like your home where God put you and give you the language. If you allow that thing to take away from you, you are nobody. So, being the crew, the way Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said, We are not against anybody. What we are against is the people that coming to kill us from immemorial. They kill our fathers, they kill our brothers and sisters because of one Nigerian created by evil British. How many times can we continue telling our people the truth? If there are politicians in Biafran land, go and take Japan, go and take China, and know that is a human being that built that country the way that country is. That is why everybody is running to go there. Why can't you use the money that you are making in our land to build our land the way or the mba? You want us to come and beg you for food because you are the king, you are the creator? No, we said no. So what is holding us is not about politicians. I'm telling you the truth. We are the people that are holding ourselves because nobody cares. Everybody are buying and selling all over the place. They don't care. If they are killing so people, now Yamufu, it does not concern somebody in North Panther. If they are killed in North Panther, it does not concern Onyanona Nambala. If they are killed Onyanona Nambala, it does not concern Onyanona Asaba. That is what is holding us. If we can know what is love, if Unanya, Ayamalo Nae Chagasi, from today upwards, if Nnamdi Kanu, if these people did not release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, he said this thing that everybody in Biafran land wants to come out. Forget about the fear of killing us. They are continue killing us and they are continue kidnapping us. As I am, I know how I move in Biafran land. Because of they are looking for you. You that encouraging people, you that is supporting people, they are looking for you so that they will remove you. So contribute your own quota. Go there and put something. Go there and put that in Italy in a church. In somebody in digital for what do you never ESN no? What do you never I no? Can you maybe call them? Ka inwelo nwa idozi obodo anyị for the money nta ọgba ya ka Mazi Nnamdi Kanu ji ka nọrụ abụ na Mazi Nnamdi Kanu afụta today si na ọchọrọzi Biafra ọka ya na ebe ahụ that's is no ọgba ya ka o ji kwụsị ebe ahụ ike na ọka edozi obodo a ka ọ dụrụ onye ukwu na mmadụ ụmụ gị afụtabelu mma anyị chama ntọ n'ịga obodo oyibo nọ ndị mmadụ lụrụ obodo oyibo ahụ otu ahụ ọ dị ụmụ Igbo unu ga-alụnwu nke unu biko na anyị na-ayọ onye ọbụla ya rodiri gị nwa Chineke biko gbaala ji ọsọ na ana Igbo ebe ọbụla ma onye oyi ma ndị nna mmadụ ana ha sụana ihe a dịrọ mma anyị nwa ga-agwa obodo anyị otu ọ ga-esi dị ọ baghị uru isi na God will judge at last ọ mmadụ na judge mmadụ ibe obodo nji adị mma ndewo Chineke for a good work. Elohim bless you.
Thank you, sir. Ndewo, thanks so very much for your call. This is Radio Biafra USA too. You know, like I said before, when I'm not taking all these politicians seriously at all because we know they cannot be relied on. These are not people you can sit down with, you cannot comfortably embrace them and take them seriously. No, they are traitors. What angers me and why I'm saying what I'm saying is that every single day they come out, they pretend as if they are so concerned about our leader. And Nnamdi Kanu, he must come out. We have spoken to Buhari, we have spoken to Tinubu, we have done this, we have done that. Now Shawari gave them a challenge, which I like very much. I like him, that challenge, for no other reason. Protest, that's what he's telling you, because they are not going to come out. He knows that they are not serious. He just gave it to them as a bet and they're going to fall for it. Let me take a call. Caller, good morning. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Good afternoon, sir. My name is Sonia Crime. I'm calling from the Gambia.
Welcome to the program.
I'm from Amabala, Nigeria. Mazi, thank you for the good work you are doing for Biafrans. Mazi, I want to thank people who is working hard to make sure that our leader is the leaders. Mazi, I want to tell all our pastors and reverend fathers and reverend sisters, people who are prophesying, that I can see Mazi now coming out from DSS custody. They are telling us that that prophecy without work is nothing. Now it's time now. That prophecy they are prophesying since. Now it's time to know now it's time to pursue the prophecy. Let all of them come out again. That they will go in Ask Rock. Let them come out that day. If all our pastors in Biafra land come out that day, all the Reverend fathers come out, Mazi, something will happen. But if they see that their comfort zone, say nothing concerns me, this one, that is their prophecy is nothing. They're making money with their prophecy. They come out that day. We want to see all of them that day to come out and protest about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. He's a man of all. It's not only for him. He's fighting for everyone. He's not fighting for only the father's compound or this thing. He's fighting for the whole Biafran. Mazi, thank you so much for what you do for us. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you so very much. You know, the point is that, like I said before, I am still on the challenge. I'm not asking them to come. I'm not asking any pastor or any politician to come out. No. For those of you who have been advocating, and it's like you're carrying it on your head, you're prophesying, God is giving you vision, and the politicians, the Southeast governors who are there doing everything at their back to make sure that Mazi does not come out. Somebody gave you a challenge. I still talk about that. That challenge, we know you're not going to come out, but we are watching to see those that will come out so that when you run your big mouth again, we'll tell you straight the way it is. I know it's not in your interest that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is released, because you are jobless men that call yourself politician. Politics is not a job. Overall, nobody, politics is supposed to be a voluntary job that you're supposed to go in there and do because you have retired or you have gotten enough money, your business is running very, very well, and you want to go into the world to help the people. That's what politics is for me. But on the contrary, in Nigeria, it's a different thing. Those that go to politics are those who have no job, jobless people. I have told you one time I came back many years ago, my community, and there are these people that, they are not doing anything. They went to see, he's an educated guy, but he lives in the village. He just came to me, walked up. In fact, I came back and I was told he was looking for me and number of times. So one day he was lucky to run into me. I didn't know why he wanted me, to be honest. And I said, I heard you've been looking for me all the while. He said, yes. I said, so what is the problem? What can I do for you? He said he's running House of Representatives. He's going to join one of the political parties. He's the one that will represent them in the House and everything. And I'm like, I was curious. I said, but so what will be your job actually in that place? He said, the way politics runs is that you go in there, you make contributions, and eventually you talk about something and you'll be given a budget to do that thing, and then that's where we'll be able to decide on who takes what and who takes what. I said, so what is in there for me? What do I? So in other words, it's an investment that you're looking. You want me to invest in your profession, so when you go there, you get money, you pay me back. So my friend, go after all your education. This is not somebody who schooled in Nigeria. He schooled in Germany. He came back. I don't want to call his name, but if he's listening to this program, you know I'm talking about him. I said, listen, why do you leave this community and go to Germany to study, and you're coming back to the same community offering nothing? You don't have go and get a job. He's not alone in that. There are many of them like that. They really, number one, they don't even know why they are going into what they are doing. That's why they are willing to do anything. That's why they are willing to sacrifice anything, snap the ballot box and run, bribe some people to get into office, simply because you have no job. People that have real job, they are too busy to even think of politics. They'll feel insulted if you call them into politics, because can you go to people like Letus Ibeto and tell him to come and become a politician? The man might spit on your face because you're not making sense. You are jobless. Many of them are. That's why when they fail, that is it. Their life is finished for probably the next 4 years or 5 years. They'll be beggarly. So everyone that's running his mouth, they want Nnamdi Kanu to be released by the government to Nnamdi Kanu. That is why many of them are clamoring around IPOB, because they think, we know you are not a member of IPOB. You know you are not one of us. You are just here to see what you can get from us. Unfortunately, we are wiser. Most of us were in IPOB. I will define them. We are not hungry. We are devoting our time, our money to actualization of our dream. We are not doing it for any gratification. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that we know, that I know. You believe me that if Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was doing what he was doing for money, he would not be there today. He will be, that is for all his life, he won't see that kind of money. But that's not why he is there. And that is why they have kept him. They never believed in their wildest dream, that somebody, a human being in Nigeria can be like Nnamdi Kanu. No. They are rare. Once in a while, the Jewish tradition says the Messiah of our time. What is this? They believe, I read so many Kabbalistic books, and they tell you, listen, Messiah is not just Jesus. The people feel insulted when they say that. No, he said Jesus is the Messiah of his time. He came for a purpose. Just like Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has a purpose. There is no way you're going to twist him. There's no way you're going to change him from what he is. If he wants to be free, the freedom could have started in Kuje now. He will grab their money. You know, when you go to a shrine, go chop food with them keep for juju. The juju don't become your part of you. So Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has refused to eat that food, that juju food. That's why he's still where he is. He will come out, they will gag him, he won't say anything. He will just chop that food, then go inside of Quebec, maybe go back to London and buy the biggest house you can think of and live there and live his life hereafter. But no. God, the God that he serves, I don't know what they discussed, but trust me, what they discuss is that he cannot really mess up. Otherwise, he will see the one that we haven't get out of. So he is there, he's going to do his job to the end. None of you will be able to kill him. We are humans, we will try to get him out. Our leader is there, yes. But the day Chukwu Okike Abiyama, he is under supervision of the great creator of the universe. You don't want to believe it, fine. No, this has nothing to do with religion, this has nothing to do with church. We're not talking religion, we are talking about something that is natural. That everybody, man, in a joke, whether you go to church or you go to Muslim or you whatever you are, when you think about it, is the reality. He has a guide. The guidance, something is guiding him in what he is doing. The idiots that are hunting him have not asked themselves a question. We went to kill him in Afaruku Ibeku. Everybody was sure that he was there. Because I followed this even before the even attack started. You went in there, you killed 28 people. 28 innocent people that didn't do anything. Went back, came back and killed the dog. Because probably you thought he had become a dog because you didn't find him. Today he's still there. You went to Kenya, you kidnapped him. For 8 days, nobody knew where he was. Why didn't they kill him? They quickly bundled him into the plane. To tell you that it's under guidance. The people that put him in the plane are even people that know that this is a kidnap. They are not supposed to do this. With all the corruption in the world, it never struck them that they can go to a judge and buy the whole half of Kenya for that judge. He will give them paper and sign it and say, take him. Then it will become legitimate. They never thought about that. Because Chukwu Okike Abiyama will blind all of them. They couldn't see anything. They brought him to Nigeria. Look at what they are doing, embarrassing themselves in court. After all said and done, Chukwu Okike Abiyama is still at work. Satan is doing his own job too. Satan not leave them alone, because if they otherwise, these judges, these lawyers, these content creators that they call lawyers, could have known that you don't have to go there and tell them no case submission. Why would you say that? I've heard no case submission. I know in the America here it happens, because they tell you you have to prove beyond reasonable doubt that this person committed this offense. So lawyers take advantage of it and say, okay, it's left for you to prove that this man is guilty. But since you cannot prove that he's guilty, I will not be able to put him on stand, because I don't want him to criminate himself from the questions you're going to ask him. That's for somebody who's a criminal, who committed a crime. What is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's crime? He didn't commit anything. So these lawyers are just content creators, really. Because if I'm judging, I'm not a lawyer, for God's sake, and I don't know why God didn't let me do it. I could have put this man on the stand. If the court was going to last for 1 hour that day, believe me sincerely, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu on the dock, talking to the world, not the court. They can leave him there. He will tell us even the things that some of us are curious about. I am curious too. Of knowing especially how he left Afaruku Ibeko. I am curious to know what happened to him in Kenya. I'm curious to know how was he taken from the airport. And where did they take you? What did they do to you? Come on, guys. Why you people say no case submission? Because you are not lawyers. You are just there to show off. Today, you will not explain. They are beginning to explain, and I'm not going to explain tire because you people have nothing. I see you gather yourself, submission. They are the one that calls himself, what's his name again? I don't even, the one man with the white beard. In the submission, the court in Kenya. Why didn't you put this man on the stand and let him tell us this story? Because you don't know your job. Because you are nowhere, you don't know what you are doing. You have no idea what your job is. If you are a lawyer that you claim to be, you did not need anyone to tell you that this is opportunity for us, for the world to hear us more. Because there are people out there who have not heard Mazi Nnamdi Kanu for the first time. So the world will be able to say, yes, this man is being gagged. This man has done nothing. He is not dumb. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not foolish. He's a trusted person that we know that he knows what he wants, and that Biafra is his thing, and that IPOB is his creation. Could have given him the chance, because I know that even that judge himself could have been very happy that he has heard the story of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu from the horse's mouth. Not what they say, no. So with this, we'll come to the end of today's broadcast. As I've promised you, every weekend, we'll be able to air some of his past broadcasts. We have bunches of them. For those of you who have not been able to hear him, I will give you the privilege to listen to his past broadcasts, and then that will make you decide and know that this man that we are dealing with is not just ordinary person. He is a superhuman, intelligent person. And people say prophet, but I don't use that word because it's not proper to say that. So with this, I've come to the end of today's broadcast. I've turned down all the phone lines, and I want you to please stay tuned for Mazi Iyke USA 1 is coming next. But always to remind you that Biafra is our religion. That we are here on Radio Biafra is where we worship. We say it the way it is, we don't lie. Stay tuned for Mazi Iyke that comes in next. But don't forget that every Friday, Saturday, we'll go back to our Leaders Past broadcast. Stay tuned for USA 1, that is next. From here, from me, my name is Iyke Peters. I'll say goodbye. See you again.
Till we establish it, until we make Biafra great in the earth. Till we establish it, until we make Biafra great in the earth. You won't make mention of Chukwu. Okike Abiyama, silent, and walls along the fronts. You shall never hold your peace, day or night, day or Biafrans, rejoice Biafrans, because Biafrans, rejoice Biafrans.